Aussie gem hunter Naseeb here, unpacking. So this is the unglamorous part, full night shift, and now I get to unpack. So yeah, so we've got to unpack all of that, get it in the fridge, obviously the water, all the food, make the bed. Might turn the fan on because it is hot. So yeah, let's do it. Beautiful day. And got stuck into it, so there's absolutely huge amounts of grass all over me, and it's because of that. The ground's too rough to get a mower in, so I've had the whippersnipper out, or the brush cutter, and had to brush cut all the grass. And as you can see, that it was pretty tall. It was up around about 4 or 5 foot. Which means snakes, and so this is snake season too. So we've got a western brown out here that's the second most deadly snake in the world, and you can see where I stopped right down there. I just stopped there. I've just got to go obviously through that area and do that area. Yeah, but for now I'm stuffed. I need a beer. I've just come off night shift, so my glasses are dirty, I'm dirty, everything's dirty, and I want a beer. So we're going to go get the beer and then fall asleep, I think, to actually pass out more than fall asleep. Right, next morning, new duties. So we've got to get going, got to get into it, got to get downstairs. It's 10 past 6, so we're kind of late getting down. Let's do it, huh? But I just might show you what it takes to prep and get down there and how long it takes. Huh? Yeah, and what you're seeing here is me just, getting the tin away from which stops water going down the hole, laying some electrical cable out, starting the gen set. I'm just off camera for a half a second, putting the little slider up very shortly, and that means that all the material won't go into the hopper, it'll go into the waste pile. And then you'll see me just putting water out of the up and over because it was raining there for a bit. This is where we took off from last time, so we're gonna keep going. Obviously that's the way to the wash plant, and we need to get there, so it's going to try to make it a lot easier for me to get to a good area that we're going to try to smash out over the next couple of days. Twani's going to be here tomorrow, so you get to see her. More so I get to see her, which is a good thing. So yeah, let's get in, do some digging, and then I'll just take you along for the ride, huh? So if you didn't see last episode, let me show you where we're at. Okie dokie. That's where we left off. Now we got 2 good stones out of there, and we need to come back into here and marry up the tunnel I've got from out there coming back into here, and you can see there's good little signs. There's a bit of ironstone, which is that red material there, and that just means it's a heavy material that's dropped out in that water flow. We're digging 60 million year old riverbed to get the sapphires. So they've come away from their host rock, or they've been spat out, and they've settled in this. Well, hopefully they've settled in this area, but they've settled, in this particular riverbed, and that's obviously a big rock that's called a billy, and we're looking for the slow water where all the sapphires would have dropped out. Now, if you can see, that's heading towards my wash plant, and we need to marry that roof with that roof in there with this one here. So I need to get a little bit higher, dome it out a little bit more, match in those two so it's nice and safe. And then, over here as well, if you can see that, we need to kind of marry these roofs up. And we need to just basically, from this pillar here to that pillar there, dome that out a tiny touch more. See how it's a little bit too flat there? And then we need to get into that area there. So today, we've got a bit on. We've got to dig on today, and that's the area that I want to get at. I want to get at that billy there, push forward into that zoning there, and then push forward into that zone there because I feel like, you know, that's sloping up and all that fast water's hit and then piled up like that. So we need to drive that way. So I'm going to shave a lot more there and drive through there. That's what we got going on. We just need to do it. So I need to turn some fans on. All done, look at that. Let's go check it out, hey? All right, so, trying to get out of there. That's the bench. It's not that thick. If we have a look, see on the other side, not very thick at all. That's my boot. So it should only be around about 10 loads of wash to do. And then that's the other side. So it's a bit of a dip, a bit towards there. Wash plant. I've already got to snake this all the way through so we get a bit more air, and you should be able to hear it now. Now, next plan is to attack that area there. So what I'm going to do is hit it on a bit of an angle. We're going to hit that section through there. So I'm going to take this area here, that area there. I'll have to push the ceiling up a bit, and we're going to go that way. So it looks like it's coming up, and hopefully it plateaus out, and you can see that boulder there and that bill, you know, obviously they're billies, but billy's just a boulder, and all that material there, and I'll cut it to around about there and push forward. So fingers crossed, you know, I want to take that section there, because hopefully that water's hit that with a heap of force through a heap of billies up the top there. And then if we head in that direction, we're going to see retirement. That's what we're going to see. But I'm going to do it and get a hold of it, and I'm going to probably do another 40 or 50 loads before we even get a wash out. And we obviously got that one wash ready for when Tony comes, but then more of the same. Okay, first false start today. Down digging, first little 2 jackhammers. Jackhammer died. I'm pretty sure it's just the brushes. But we do have spare ones. So that one, the brush is gone. This one died. That one, the mechanism side completely died. So I might be able to pull the brushes out of that one and just put it in that one. So yeah, I was just going to use that one for spare parts. It's got the same brushes as that one. But just for today, new. Look how fresh and brand spanking new that looks. Amazing, right? And put a new pick into it as well. So let's try and resurrect that old one, huh? So that's the old one. The mechanism's gone, and this is the semi-new one, and I'm hoping the brushes in there, which actually contain, once you take this little plate off, the brushes are contained into here, and fingers crossed it's just the brushes are worn out on this one. But let's have a look. Let's test it out. Yes, so we're back on. Saved me $250, and we'll bring that new one up and put it away for good safekeeping, hey? Okay, so a lot more came out of this area than I thought. We ended up doing about 13 wheelbarrows, maybe 14. But I'll give you a look. There was a bit of a hump there. Okay, I'll show you. There was a bit of a hump here, but that's where the old wall is. And that's, I still left a little fair chunk there instead of processing that. Doesn't look like there's anything in it, but I really just wanted to get that ramp working so we can get into the other area. Now you can see that there was a bit of a hump there, and I've flattened that out, and then another 3,000 wheelbarrows over this area, and it'll mash all of that decomposed granite into the ground like that, and it'll be nice and solid to walk on, and eventually it'll get nice and solid. So that's the ramp where they're working with. So from down there to up there, there's that bucket for a bit of scale, and now we've got to go. Obviously walking up's pretty easy, and down. Fully laden wheelbarrow, we'll find out. We've got to get into that area there. I'll get it some light back in there. We'll go from that wheelbarrow. So much a shorter run. It's going to be so much easier for my body. Right through there, and there's the up and over. So yeah, so we're just going from there. I'll count how many steps we've got. Sort of count the meters. 2, 3. There you go. Spent 16 metres to get to there from the wash plant, and the old one was around the corner and down. It was around about 25, 30 metres. So we cut ourselves out 10 metres, and when you're doing cut ourselves out 10 metres, but when you're doing 80 wheelbarrows for the day, say it's about a K, that we've cut out of the journey. Plus also, like when the wheelbarrow's loaded, so much heavier, so much easier to go through there. And air, big thing we're going to get is air, and that's going to stop you sweating like a banshee. All right, let's get into it. How I said there's always stuff to fix? Check this out. It just came up, and I saw a little bit of fraying wide on the ground, but where's that come from? Check that out. Now that's not going to snap straight away, because all it is attached to is the spring, and the spring basically, when that bucket goes all the way up and over and hits the forks, it drops it, and then the spring pulls it back. So there's no real danger of splitting. And I thought, my cable's getting pretty buggered too, and I just saw that today. So a little bit of extra load, a little bit of extra friction, and you can see, those are starting to split as well. Yeah, tomorrow morning, 5 AM, I suppose I'll have to get up and get a cup of tea into me, and then bash it out. So I've got the cable, which is good. I don't have to go anywhere for the cable. So before we do anything tomorrow morning, safety's key. See you guys tomorrow. All right, so we've got to fix this thing, which means I won't get down there for another half an hour or so. Actually, we'll see how long it takes me to fix it. But basically we're going to drop it down, unroll everything, and then put all the pieces back together and see if it works. It's pretty easy, to be quite honest. It just takes a bit of time. New cable, it's a little bit longer than the old cable. It's a bit thicker too. We went up, upgraded the bucket, and we upgraded everything. Well, we didn't upgrade the cable, but I had spare cable lying around that I knew I was going to use. So just lucky it happened today. Just got to get at it. Yeah, and as I did, just basically, like I said before, unrolling everything out, and then pretty much a few things got caught up. I had to get the ladder out and just make sure everything was all hunky-dory and pull it from there, and basically just unwind everything all the way out, and then change the thing and put everything back in again. So yeah, enjoyed a little bit of madness that lasted around about 50 minutes. So they're just held on. You make a loop and they're held on with this cable clamp. Basically, you just tighten that end, and pulls it in and holds that clamp on. So yeah, pretty simple. There's normally a U shape, but these things don't cop that much wear and movement here. It's the rest of the cable that runs up and down and gets frays and stuff on it. So those cable clamps are pretty good. Yeah, also in a second, Tawani had to come out and save my bacon. I couldn't find one of the little pins, and she found it in about 2 seconds. Yeah, and held it there for me. So without her, I would have been absolutely knackered for the day. And then I'm just reattaching everything, putting it back up, getting the spring loaded, and then you'll see me get the cable all sorted out as well. So yeah, pretty easy to do. Just takes that time, like I said before. Rightio. Wait, rightio. So process. We've got 20 with us today. So she's going to do some work. She's going to make those gloves smoke. That's how much work she's going to do today. But I'll spin you around and give you a look at the bench we've got. Okay, so that's our bench. It goes from really low down there, hits the granite, which is the floor, okay, and nothing penetrates the granite. It might go in a very small amount, the sapphires at least, but it's decomposing granite, so they do settle on the ground, and 90% of your sapphires is going to be in that wash there, in that bottom section, right on the bottom. We've got a big billy there, which is a big rock, and another one right there. So hopefully what's happened is all that water in the riverbed has hit a point and jammed up into there, and all the slow water dropped sapphires out, and so fingers crossed there's sapphires. But you can see there's a couple of layers. There's one layer there that's got a bit of ironstone and stuff. That's why we kept it, because ironstone's heavy and it drops with sapphires. And then there's a band of wash there that's just junk, and then there's a band of wash all the way down the bottom, and hopefully it's all barreled up into that point and it's going to have sapphires. Similarly, there's obviously layers of wash that go up there, but I haven't found anything in those layers much at all, only a one straggler here. And we are after sapphires, and lots of them. We want to plan that retirement, one big one, maybe 20,000 little ones, who knows. Let's get it.
What are you trying to do?
But I'm trying to get this over there. Hey, wait.
You can do it. Easy, easy. Smack the button. Ay, ay, ay. It's a CrossFit.
Roll the boulder. Well, what did you say to me?
It's a bone.
No, before. I picked it up. What did you say to me?
It's a billy.
No, you said it's a rock.
Yeah, I said it was.
And then you said it's a billy. And then
It looks like a rock, but
Alright. So for everybody else, that's a sapphire. It was literally just sitting on the ground. But you see all the lines through it. I dare say it's a bomb. We'll check it out.
It is a
all
bone.
together. So it was just literally just sitting.
This is a rock.
That's a rock, yeah. So it was sort of just sitting here in the ground, and I was about to step on it to break all the material up. You can see it's got lines in it. So yeah, no light really. I mean, there is colour in it, but there's, see those lines are all fractures. But yeah, it's a good sign. Yeah, it's a good sign. There's no good bits in it, but hey, it's a sapphire. That means we're on them, so that's good.
Another one. It's a CrossFit Games. Yeah, but it's CrossFit Games today. Show your muscles.
Hey, how we going? So yeah, just finished 25 loads, almost 30. Out here with 20. She's got to go to the airport, so we're going to do a quick little snapshot of what we've got. Fingers crossed we've got something to keep her happy, and then we'll I'll do all the way up sort of thing in a second. It'll just be me, unfortunately. Let's do it. Let's get rid of the rubbish first.
You ready?
Yeah. Good to roll. Might not need to get the torch today. It's that sunny, beautiful weather at the moment. Hey, 20.
Very hot.
Oh, there's some nice irons. I used to like to see big yellow ochre irons like that. That normally means we've got one or two good ones. Oh, look, that's red ochre. See how it makes that red marks on your hand? Right, well, nothing too big because it hasn't popped out the back. We did find that one underground.
I can see something.
You can see, can you? Get it out.
No, this is just
A
a
rock.
rock. Oh no, it's not a rock. Is it? Yeah,
No,
it's just
that's
a
a
rock.
rock, yeah. All right.
Oh, I can see something definitely. What the heck is this?
I'll
It's
chuck
just
it
a
in
rock?
more. Yeah.
It's
No,
just a
chuck it
rock?
in. No, it's sapphire. Hey, look at that. That's nice, actually, by the looks of things. Let's put some light underneath it, babe. Yeah, that's very nice. All right. So that might be a cutter. We'll see if it's got any fractures or whatever. Oh, look. I haven't washed this 100% because there's two. Look at that. I haven't.
I found one little one, but it's canal. No, actually,
Look at
no.
the madness in this corner, babe. Get your fingers in there.
Ooh, this banana.
Yeah.
What's this one? Look how it's blue, but I don't think
that's
it's,
blue.
Yeah, but
It's
I don't
beautiful.
think it's
Blue
there's some
too.
cracks there. Spinel.
There's a chip. Yeah, look at that. Looks like a bomb. Just put some light underneath it.
Oh yeah.
Big zircon.
Ooh, I love zircon. That's beautiful. I don't think there is a crack here. Oh, yeah, I can't see anything, but found one more here.
It's a good looking zircon too.
Hey,
Oh, sorry. Check the little corner.
yeah, there are more here.
Is there? There's one in the corner there, is there? So that's the big one from downstairs. What's that one? Ah, it's
Yeah.
shattered. It's that big one from downstairs that we saw.
That I thought was a rock.
Oh, you got a couple in the corner
Imagine
here.
if that was clear.
That looks like a shattered. Look at the corner there, babe. Now, I was having some water pressure problems, so I'm going to have to get out and check all the baffles, because it was piled up, you know, and it was smoothing out a little bit further back. But unfortunately, I think we a few might have migrated because we didn't have the right water flow. We'll fix the water. There's always something to fix. I'll fix the water up. Is that it? Oh, that's not too bad. There's a couple of, looks like that zircon's good, and there's maybe a little cutter in this one here. We'll have a look inside. We'll just check the baffles one more time. All the other baffles one more time, and then I'll get back to you in a second. Yeah, so believe it or not, it's actually the next day. I had to drop 20 to the airport, and these are basically the sapphires that we got in zircon. I'll explain this one. I mean, it looks like a beautiful zircon now, and there didn't see any cracks out in and outside, but I'll show you where little cracks hide and all those sorts of things. Yeah, but anyway, we'll weigh up first. Let's weigh this big bruiser. Yeah, 54 carats. You know, it's got a heap of colour in it, but you can see, you see the lines there are big shattered pieces. And if that turned out good, we would have been screaming for the day. But we do have one cutter in here, and then the zircon I thought was going to be spectacular as a cutter. And I thought, oh shit, you know, or sugar, it's 12 carats. And I thought, oh, we've definitely got a big winner on the hands. But unfortunately, I'll show you, it does have some micro cracks in it. And you can go from cheering, you know, to absolute dismay. But yeah, so 160 carats for the 2 days the 20 was here. So that's crazy good. Couldn't ask for more. There's about 3 loads, I think. So if you average that, it's 50 carats a load, which isn't too bad. And our best stone is hiding away in here somewhere. That is it. I've got to put some light through it so you can see it. But let's weigh it up. Yeah, 7.35. Let's get some light on it. Okay, so we get some light on it. And as you can tell, I can't really put the light through it. Now, if we just try to put a little bit of light through it, just off center there, look at how beautiful that looks. Now that is table, and that's where it should be cut. But to get the maximum out of the stone, it'll have to be cut on the cross. And you can actually see a crack in there. So that's that blue shining back at you. See that? So there is a crack right there. It doesn't look like much. Looks like there's a color band in it. And it doesn't look like it goes too deep. But there is definitely a crack in it there. So yeah. We're going to have to probably cut it on table that way. So we'll lose some of the stone. And it needs a tiny touch of heat through it to bring that brilliance out. Or we cut it on the cross like that. That it won't affect the colour, because it's such an amazing colour. But we're going to lose a fair bit of that stone. Yeah, let me tell you, that colour is absolutely bloody gorgeous. You know, that's table there. So, you know, we need to cut it on that side there, but yeah, it'll end up being a nice little stone. We'll go from 7 carats down to about 4 when we cut it, and then we'll get a carat and a half out of it. 7 carats down to 1.3, but look at that bad boy go. You know, just that beautiful teal color. Amazing stone. I mean, they're all amazing. We're going to zoom in on that and look at that color. Yellow to blue to green. Absolutely gorgeous. You know, like, and this is not a little stone. It might look little on my big fat fingers, but it's just amazing. You can see that yellow just dancing in the sunlight and that blue just teetering on, you know, and then the view of green when they both mix. Yeah, amazing. I can't, you know, like I always say this, but it just surprises me how gorgeous these turn out. An amazing cut, beautifully symmetrical. You know, the gentleman that cuts these stones is absolutely phenomenal. Look at that. So the yellow on the bottom and the blues on the outside and the green and the tail. Yep. Absolutely stunning. Stunning version. And I show you these in natural light. I could put them on into a photo booth and try to look at that. Look how gorgeous that is. Yeah, so I show you these things in natural light, not in a photo booth and not with under LEDs and not under special light. There's no light coming from the backside of them to make them lighter. They just are what they are. So definitely a money day. That is 100% for sure. And very happy. And then when we get to the zircon, you think it's amazing because it doesn't look like it's got any cracks in it. Right? So this is where a little bit of a keen eye can see there's a crack just at the top there. Like a little feather crack. And then when you get into the stone and you have a good look at the stone, there is a couple little cracks. Yeah, so it's really faint. It goes right through the middle here. And you should be able to see it now. Like right there. See the faint, super faint line that goes through here? Well, that's actually a crack. So that would actually get split in half, like straight down there. And you'd end up with, I mean, it's 12 carats. You'd end up with 2 6-carat stones, and you'd end up with maybe 1.5 carats each stone. So yeah, still a money stone, and we're still going to count it. That's for sure. We're still going to love that stone, and you know everything has value, obviously. But when you're talking about keepers that I can cut, make good money at it, and turn around really quickly, 19.4 carats. Yeah, 19.4 carats. Very happy. Both those are spectacular colours. Like you can't replicate that anywhere but Mother Nature. So yeah, happy and smiles all around. The only smile that I'm missing is Twani's smile today. We're going to have to deal with that for the next couple of days. So yeah, so I'm going to go down and dig. So it is actually 6 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, sun's just having a go at it. Good result. We need another good result. Another 1 or 2 good results before I leave. Just praying on one before I leave to go to actual work. I do this as a hobby. You guys have been fantastic, liking and supporting. Fingers crossed I can actually do this for a living. But I just need a few more eyeballs on me before I do that. So the grand plan is to do something that I love for a living. So yeah, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you guys fairly shortly. And if you want me to see or do anything, let me know.